Dear students, in the previous video lecture, I completed the chapter Network Theorem. In this video lecture, I am going to start transient circuit analysis. So, in this unit, we will discuss basics of transient circuit analysis. Then we will discuss the definition of natural response and forced response. Then we will understand the difference between transient and steady state response, and at last we will discuss the evaluation of time response for different electrical circuits. So let's start with basics. So first let us understand the meaning of transient. What is the meaning of transient? Clear? So suppose you are having an electrical circuit. Suppose this is the supply voltage V. There is a switch. Now you are having a RL circuit. Now suppose at time t equal to 0, you are going to switch on. That means switch is turned from off to on position. So when the switch is on, the circuit will be closed. So when the circuit will be closed, you will see that initially the current was 0, voltage across the inductor was 0. So now when the switch is closed, a current IT will start flowing through this circuit. Now what will you see? You will see that initially the current was 0. When the switch is on, now what happens? That current starts increasing. And in some kinds of circuit, you will see that current is fluctuating like this for some period, and then current will settle to a new value. So this period is called transient period. So let us write the definition of transient. It is written when a circuit is switched from one state to another state, the currents and voltages are changed from former values to new value in a certain time period. This time period is called transient period. This time period is called transient period. Clear? Now what happens? Now let us see a steady state. Let us see the definition of a steady state. A steady state. When the circuit is switched from one state to another state, the current and voltages settles to new values after transient period. So this the time after transient is called a steady state. The time after transient is called a steady state. Clear? the time after transient is called steady state. Clear? So if there is some sudden change in the circuit, then you will see that it takes some time to settle to new values. So this time period is called transient state, and after transient the next state is called steady state. Clear? So in steady state the value is constant, and in transient state the values are changing. Clear? That means, suppose you are having a waveform like this one. Suppose this is current IT, this is time axis T. You are having the waveform like this one. So the time, this period is called transient period, and after this the whole period is called steady state. Steady state. Clear? The whole period is called steady state. Next, let us discuss about the initial and final conditions. Initial and final conditions means, suppose if you are having an inductor, or before inductor, let us take the example of resistor. So in the case of resistor, suppose the switch is given to you. Now you are having a voltage supply V. This is the resistance R. So now suppose this switch is closed at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0, the switch is closed. When the switch is closed, you will see a current IT will be equal to V by R will start flowing at the moment switch is turned on. That means there will be the current like this. This current is V by R. This is time t. In the case of resistance. But if you are having an inductor, and again you are having a switch, suppose you are having a RL circuit, clear? This is the switch. Now when the switch is closed at t equal to 0, in the case of inductor, you will see that here I am drawing the current of RL circuit. You will see that the moment switch is on, turn on, the current will still be 0 because inductor does not allow sudden change in current. So now what happens? It will take some time to rise the current to new value. Clear? So now here the value will be V by R. So it is taking some time to reach up to the value V by R in the case of inductor. Clear? So that means you see that when the time t is equal to 0, at that time current was 0, that means inductor was behaving like open circuit. So that's why we have to see some basics about that. What is the nature of inductor? What will be the voltage and current across the inductor at time t equal to 0 and time t tends to infinity. So I am drawing the table. Here will be the elements. T equal to 0, t tends to infinity. So there are two moments. First is t equal to 0, second is t tends to infinity. So first we are having a resistor. You are having a resistor. So at t equal to 0 also the resistor will be like a resistor only, and time t tends to infinity, still it will be like a resistance only. Second case, you are having an inductor. So if you have inductor, then at t equal to 0, the inductor will be acting like open circuit. Now when time t tends to infinity, inverter acts like short circuit. Here it is short circuit. It is shown by short circuit. Third one is capacitor C. So now the capacitor, when the time t tends to 0, when the switch is on, at that time capacitor is acting like short circuit because capacitor does not allow sudden change in voltage, and when the time t tends to infinity, the battery capacitor plates are fully charged and it acts like open circuit. Fourth one, now if you are having the inductor and initially it was carrying a current I0, initially this inductor was carrying a current I naught. How is it possible? How is it? First let us see how is it possible. Suppose the inductor was used in another circuit and it was operated for some times. It was operated for some time. Then some magnetic energy is stored in the inductor. So now when you use that inductor in another circuit, so the moment you give the supply, so before giving the supply also there will be some current in the inductor. That means there will be some magnetic energy stored, field energy stored in the inductor. So now if you close the circuit of the inductor, so you will see some current is flowing initially without giving some supply. So this is the property of inductor. So if it is like this one, then what will happen? You will see that inductor is open circuited, but you will have to show by a current source of magnitude I naught. You will have to show a current source in parallel with the inductor having value I naught. Similarly, when it is at time t tends to infinity, the inductor will be replaced by open short circuit, and here the current will be I naught like this one. So you will have to represent the inductor like this one. The fifth condition is you are having the capacitor having initial some voltage V naught, having some initial voltage V naught. So here voltage will be shown in series. Now we know when time t tends to t is equal to 0, the capacitor acts as short circuit. So here it will be shown like this one. Now in the case time t tends to infinity, the capacitor will be replaced by open circuit. This is voltage V naught. So you have to remember this picture in your mind because it will always be used from now. Now you can write one statement. Please note that inductor acts as open circuit. Inductor acts as open circuit when time t is equal to 0, and inductor acts as short circuit when time t tends to infinity. Similarly, write for capacitor. Capacitor acts as short circuit when time t is equal to 0, and capacitor acts as open circuit when time t tends to infinity. Write one more statement that inductor does not allow sudden change in current and capacitor does not allow sudden change in voltage. Clear? Next, come to second part, that is natural response and forced response. So first let us see what is the meaning of response. What do you mean by response? So response means nothing but output. Response means nothing but output. That means if you are giving some input, so the input is called excitation. Input is called excitation. That means you are exciting the circuit. And if you are getting some output, so output is called response. So when you define response, you can say response is the waveform of voltage and current. Response is the waveform of voltage and current versus time. Response is the waveform of voltage and current versus time. Clear? So next we are having two terms. First is natural response, second is forced response. Let us define natural response. Natural response is also called zero state response. What is the meaning? Its definition is it is the response of circuit with initial condition without having excitation. It means what? It means they are saying that suppose you are having a circuit like this one and this inductor was initially carrying a current of 2 ampere. So now they are saying that you are not providing any excitation in the circuit, and now you are getting the response of the circuit, that means current through this circuit IT. So here this response is called natural response. This response is called natural response. Clear? Next we have to define forced response. So what is the meaning of forced response? Second one is forced response. The meaning of forced response is the response due to excitation, when all the initial conditions are zero. When all the initial conditions are zero. Response due to excitation when all the initial conditions are zero. Now here they are saying you to take the circuit like this, and you are connecting a voltage source, external voltage source. This is the excitation. Now here the waveform of current IT will be called forced response. Here the current of IT will be called forced response. Now you are having another term, that is total response. Now you are having another term which is called total response. So what is the meaning of total response? Total response is nothing but the sum of natural and forced response. Total response, it is the sum of natural and forced response by applying superposition theorem. Clear? So natural response plus forced response is equal to total response. Clear? Next let us see transient response and steady state response. Transient response and steady state response. So let us define transient response. So what is transient response? The waveform of current and voltage in transient period is called transient response. The waveform of current or voltage in transient period is called transient response. Similarly, if you define a steady state response, so you will say the waveform of current and voltage in a steady state is called a steady state response. So this is called transient and steady state response. Next, come to next topic, that is evaluation of time response for different circuits. So evaluation of time response for different circuits. Clear? So let us take a RL circuit. Let us take first RL circuit. So suppose you are having a voltage source. V. You are having a switch S. You are having resistor and inductor connected in series in this circuit. This is the switch. This is the switch. So what do you see? You see initially no current was flowing through this circuit. Initial conditions were 0. Now somebody is saying you to move this switch from position 1 to 1 dash at time t equal to 0. At time t equal to 0. So this switch is being closed at time t equal to 0. So when the switch is closed, a current IT will start flowing in this circuit. A current IT will start flowing in this circuit. So now we have to write the expression for current IT. Now we have to write the expression for current IT. So here, without going through the derivation of this current, I am directly writing the equation. I am giving you one universal formula to write the current in RL circuit. That formula will always be applicable for finding current in RL circuit. So I am writing the formula for current in RL circuit. In RL circuit, the formula is current IT will be equal to I infinity plus I0 minus I infinity into e to the power minus t by tau. I infinity plus I0 minus I infinity into e to the power minus t by tau. What does it mean? It means I0 is the current at t equal to 0. I infinity is final current. I infinity is final current. That means the current when inductor is short circuited. Clear? So now we have to write here the initial current and final current. Clear? So first case, time t equal to 0. When the time t is equal to 0, you have closed the switch, but you will see that there is the resistor connected in the circuit bus, but inductor will behave like open circuit. This inductor will behave like open circuit. So here the current I0 will be equal to nothing but 0. Will be equal to nothing but 0. So you write I0 equal to 0 ampere. I0 equal to 0 ampere. Come to second case. Second case is time t tends to infinity. When the time t tends to infinity, the circuit is connected. Inductor will start behaving like short circuit. This is short circuit. This is R. This is V. So when the inductor is behaving like short circuit, the current will be called I infinity. That is final current. So here if you apply Ohm's law, inductor has already been replaced by short circuit. So here you will see I infinity is equal to V divided by R. I infinity is equal to V divided by R. So you got I0 and I infinity. Next, what is tau? Tau is nothing but time constant. So for time constant, the formula is time constant. The formula is for inductor RL circuits. The formula is tau equal to L by R. Its unit is second. For time constant, the formula is tau equal to L by R and unit is second. So let us write the expression IT. So IT will be equal to I infinity, that means V by R, plus I0. The value of I0 is 0 minus I infinity is V by R into e to the power minus t by tau. From here you can write IT will be equal to V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. IT is equal to V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau into e to the power minus t by tau. So this is the expression for current through RL circuit. This is the expression for current through RL circuit. Clear? So now we have to draw the graph. Now we have to draw the graph of current in RL circuit. We have to draw the graph for current in RL circuit. So vertical axis is current, horizontal axis is time axis. vertical axis is current and horizontal axis is time axis. Clear? So here you will see that at time t equal to 0 current is 0. Now the current will increase like this one and this will go like this one. Clear? So this is the waveform of current IT. This is the waveform of current IT. Now one time constant is defined, tau. So tau is equal to what? If you put t equal to tau, then IT will be equal to 0.632 V by R. That means here the value is V by R. You will get a time constant tau here. This is time constant tau. This is 0. So here the value will be 0.632 V by R. 0.632 V by R. That means you can say the time constant is being defined as the time taken to reach the current or the quantity to 63.2% of the final value in the case of exponential graph. In the case of exponential graph. At the same time, if somebody will ask you that if the graph is growing linearly, then how will you define time constant? Very important point for interview purpose. If the graph is growing linearly, then time constant is defined as the time taken to reach the final value is called time constant. If the graph was linear, then at time t equal to tau, the value would become V by R. Clear? So you understood what is time constant. So this is the graph of IT. Now you have to write the voltage across inductor. Now you have to write VLT, voltage across inductor. So remember one thing, I have written here the formula. It is valid for current through inductor only. It is not valid for voltage across inductor. This formula is not valid for voltage across the inductor. Why it is not valid? The reason is the inductor does not allow sudden change in current. That's why you can write I0 minus will be equal to IL0 minus will be equal to IL0 will be equal to IL0 plus. But you cannot write like this for voltage. Inductor allows sudden change in voltage. So that's why this formula is not defined for voltage across inductor. So now you have to find the expression for voltage across inductor, VLT. If you find the expression for VLT, so what do you know? You can write L into dit upon dt. So you write L into di upon dt. See, you have to integrate, you have to differentiate this one with respect to time. So first term 1 is constant, its differentiation will be 0. So I am differentiating second term. So here it will be V by R into minus sign will already be there, minus L into V by R into 1 by tau into e to the power minus t by tau. This will be the differentiation of first term. So here it is minus t by tau. So here now because of this minus, so there will be another minus in the differentiation term. So minus will become plus. L into V by R into tau. Tau is equal to L by R. So 1 by tau will be equal to R by L into e to the power minus t by tau. From here R, L cancel. So V into e to the power minus t by tau. So you write VLT. The expression for VLT is equal to V into e to the power minus t by tau. So what is the meaning of V into e to the power minus t by tau? It means if t is equal to 0, then VLT will be equal to how much? If you put t equal to 0, VLT will be equal to V. VLT will be equal to V. If t tends to infinity, then this term will be e to the power minus infinity means 0. Then VL infinity will be equal to 0. VL infinity will be equal to 0. So now you see one thing, from here also you can see that when time is t is equal to 0, voltage across inductor is V. What does it mean? If you are saying voltage across the inductor is V, that means the voltage you are applying here, the direct voltage is being applied across this inductor. How is it possible? It is only possible if the value of current is 0. It is only possible if current flowing through the resistor is 0. Once current starts flowing, there will be some voltage drop across the resistor. There will be some voltage drop across the resistor. Clear? So here it is VLT will be equal to V into e to the power minus t by tau. For t equal to 0, VL is equal to V. That means inductor is open circuited. When the time t tends to infinity, the voltage across inductor becomes 0, and becoming the voltage 0 means this part is short circuited. This part is short circuited. So if you draw the waveform for voltage, the waveform will be like this one. Voltage, the waveform will be like this one. VLT, this is the expression voltage for IT. This is the voltage for expression for IT. This is the expression for VLT. Next your question will be, sir, what will be the expression for voltage across resistor? Because the resistor is also one of the component of this circuit. So to write voltage across resistor, it will be VRT, and it will be equal to how much? R into IT. R into IT. So here you multiply by R. So here it will be V into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. 1 into e to the power minus t by tau. Means the way current is behaving, the same way voltage across resistor will be behaving. So this will also be the waveform. This will also be the waveform for voltage across resistor. Clear? So this is all about RL circuit. This is all about RL circuit. Clear? This is all about RL circuit. Next let us see one more condition. Let us see one more condition. The condition is here. The condition is that you are having the circuit like this one. You are having the circuit like this one. You are having the circuit like this one. R, this is L. This is R, this is L. Clear? First condition is switch. This is the switch S. Switch at position 1 for long time. Switch was at position 1 for a long time. So if the switch was at position 1 for a long time, then we'll have to redraw the circuit. So then the circuit was looking like this one. Switch was connected directly here. This was the circuit RL. This was the circuit RL. So when it was there for the long time, that means inductor would have been short circuited. So we'll short circuit the inductor. If the inductor was short circuited, then current was equal to V by R. Current was equal to V by R. Current was equal to V by R. Clear? Inductor was short circuited, current was equal to V by R. Next come to second condition. Condition 2. Second condition is condition 2. Second condition is switch is moved to 1 dash, or suppose this is 1, this is 2. Switch is moved to position 2 at t equal to 0. Now switch is moved to position 2 at t equal to 0. That means before t equal to 0, the switch was at position 1 for very long time. Here now switch has moved to position 2 at t equal to 0. If the switch is moved at this position, then this voltage is going to be disconnected. So once the voltage is going to be disconnected, then the circuit will be like this one. The circuit will be like this one, RL, the current is IT. RL, the current is IT. So now I have to derive the expression for current, this current IT. Now we have to derive the expression for this current IT. So how will you write the expression? IT will be equal to again I infinity plus I0 minus I infinity into e to the power minus t by tau into e to the power minus t by tau. So when IT, let's write the value of I0. So what is the value of I0? What is the value of I0? So at time t equal to 0, before time t equal to 0, that means t0 minus, it was at position 1. So you can say that this current V by R was the current flowing before closing the switch. So this current will be equal to I0 minus. So now you know inductor does not allow sudden change in current. So the moment you change the position of switch, still the current will be same at that time. So you will write I0 will be equal to I0 minus, and it will be equal to V by R. Clear? Now you have to write I infinity. I infinity means what? I infinity means now the switch is at this position for very long time. So when the switch is at this position for a very long time, then you can see that inductor was carrying the current of V by R ampere initially. Now through this resistor, inductor will be discharging. Once inductor starts discharging, so when the time t reaches infinity, the current through inductor will become 0. So you write I infinity will be equal to 0. So now put the value, write the expression. IT will be equal to I infinity, that means 0 plus V by R minus 0 into e to the power minus t by tau. From here you get IT equal to V by R into e to the power minus t by tau. Here you get IT equal to V by R into e to the power minus t by tau. But in the previous case you got the expression IT was equal to 1 minus VR into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. So now here the expression for current is different. Here the expression for current is different. If this expression is different, then if you write, draw the characteristic here. That means current versus time. The characteristic t equal to 0. T equal to 0 current was V by R. Now the current is decreasing like this one. Current is decreasing like this one. Current is decreasing like this one. This is time constant tau. This is 0. So this is the waveform of current here. Now what about voltage? What about voltage in this condition? VLT. If you write the expression for VLT, so VLT will be equal to L into di by dt. So if you write this differentiation, if you differentiate this, so here it will be into V by R into e to the power minus t by tau. Its differentiation will be minus e to the power minus t by tau into 1 by tau. 1 by tau means R by L. R by L. So here it is minus V into e to the power minus t by tau. Here it will be VL, T will be equal to minus V into e to the power minus t by tau. Very important point. That's why I was writing all these things. Very important point. Here you get VLT equal to minus V into e to the power minus t by tau. Minus V means what? Minus V means here the direction has been changed. That means the direction of voltage has been changed when the switch has been moved from position 1 to 2. So what does it mean? It means that when inductor starts discharging, initially the inductor was charging in position 1. So when the inductor starts discharging, the voltage of inductor is reversed. The voltage across the inductor is reversed. So very important point. Write it, note it. conclusion is inductor changes its direction of voltage, while discharging. Inductor changes its direction of voltage while discharging. The direction of current, the direction of current of inductor always remains same. The direction of current of inductor always remains same. Clear? Let us understand. If you are giving some supply to the inductor, then current is flowing like this one, and there will be the voltage drop across the inductor. This is VLT. So this is the charging mode. That means you see current is entering through the positive terminal, or it means it is charging. Next, what happens? If you remove the supply, there will still be current, because inductor does not allow sudden change in current. So current will be same, but here you will see the voltage will be reversed. Reverse voltage means what? You see current is coming out through positive terminal. It means if the current is coming out through positive terminals, it means it is delivering the power. It is releasing the power. That means it is discharging. Here it is discharging. Clear? So I think today you have understood about inductor. So now let us do one numerical problem. On RL circuit. Suppose you are having a circuit. This is 1 volt. This is RL, 1 ohm. This is 1 Henry. So now you have to write the expression for current. So current is equal to how much? Here V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. Tau is equal to how much? L by R. It is equal to 1 by 1, that is 1 second. Tau is equal to 1 second. So you write IT will be equal to V by R. That means 1 by 1 into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. Tau is equal to 1. So IT is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus t. IT is equal to 1 minus e to the power minus t. Clear? This is the expression of IT. Now in the numerical questions it will be asked that find IT at t equal to 1 second. Suppose they are asking you to find IT at t equal to 1 second. So you write I1 will be equal to 1 minus e to the power minus 1. 1 minus e to the power minus 1. Its answer will be 0.632 ampere. Its answer will be 0.632 ampere. Clear? Its answer will be 0.632 ampere. Clear? So this type of numerical questions are being asked from RL circuit. Clear? This type of numerical questions are being asked from RL circuit. Clear? So next, let us see about time constant. That means how to find the time constant of a circuit. Finding time constant. Suppose this type of circuit is given to you. This is R1, this is R2, this is C1, this is C2. This is the capacitive circuit given to you. You have to find time constant of this circuit. So how will you find the time constant? If you are having a simple RC circuit, then its time constant is equal to RC. So its time constant is equal to tau equal to RC. Simply tau equal to RC. But in this condition, how to find time constant? First step is step 1. Deactivate all the independent sources. Deactivate all the independent sources. What does it mean? It means we have to deactivate this voltage source. Will replace it by short circuit. Next, step 2. Replace all the capacitors by open circuit, leaving one alone. Replace all the capacitors by open circuit and leaving one alone. It means first let us deactivate the voltage source R1. Let us have the capacitor C1 and we are deactivating the capacitor C2. So we have deactivated the capacitor C2 by open circuit. This is C1. Step 3. Treat this capacitor as voltage source. Treat this capacitor as voltage source and find R equivalent. Now you have to treat this capacitor as voltage source. V1. Now you have to find the effective resistance for this capacitor. So here effective resistance is equal to how much? R1. If here the effective resistance is become how much? R equivalent will be equal to R1, because this R2 is already open circuited and you have to measure the voltage resistance from here. So equivalent resistance will be R1. Step 4. Tau 1 will be equal to R equivalent 1 into C1. Step 4. Tau 1 will be equal to R equivalent 1 into C1. That means here tau 1 is equal to R1 C1. Clear? Tau 1 is equal to R1 C1. Next, step 5. Repeat the previous steps. For all the capacitors and find tau 2, tau 3, tau 4 etc. That means as many capacitors are given to you, you have to repeat all those 4 steps for different capacitors. That means we got tau 1 equal to R1 into C1. Now what will you do? We'll repeat for another capacitor. That means here first capacitor is deactivated. Now the second capacitor will be replaced by the voltage source V2. This is R1. This is R2. So here R equivalent 2 will be equal to R1 plus R2. R equivalent 2 will be equal to R1 plus R2. So tau 2 will be equal to how much? It will be equal to R1 plus R2 into C2, R1 plus R2 into C2. So next, step 6. Step 6. So what is step 6? Step 6 is total time constant. Step 6 is total time constant will be equal to tau 1 plus tau 2 up to tau n. Clear? That means for this circuit, if you write time constant, so here the time constant will be equal to how much? Tau will be equal to tau 1 plus tau 2. It will be equal to R1 C1 plus second one is R1 plus R2 into C2. R1 plus R2 into C2. So this is about how to find the time constant in the case of RC circuit. In the case of RC circuit. So that's why when I was explaining how to find equivalent resistance, at that time I had written that the method of finding equivalent resistance will also be helpful in transient circuit analysis, because here you have to find the time constant like this one. Clear? So next we have to write for inductor. So for inductor you have to make only one change. All the steps will be same. But for the case of inductor, you will have to replace by short circuit. You are replacing capacitor by open circuit for finding time constant. You will have to replace inductor by short circuit for finding time constant. So next, in the next video lecture, we will discuss further about how to find the time constant of RL circuit, and then we will discuss the current IT waveform, that means transient analysis in RC circuit.